Hello there and welcome to today's video in which I'll be adding to my Christmas tree ornaments collection, and today I'll be working on the little mistletoe wreath here, so let's go get started. So for this tutorial I'll be using these tools here. So I've got a few round cookie cutters, a tiny tear-shaped cookie cutter, my small ball tool, my scalpel, my blade cutting tool and my acrylic roller, and details of these can be found below. So for my mistletoe wreath I'll be using 4 different colours of polymer clay. So I've got a gold, a green, a red and a pearl. And I'll start off with the gold clay for the frame of the wreath. You could use green for this actually if you wanted to. And I'll just cut that into a circle. And I'll make another circle inside with my smaller tool here. And to ensure that it hangs on the tree well, I'm just going to pop in 2 little holes with my small ball tool here. And I need to make sure that they just go all the way through. And moving on to the red clay here, I'm going to make a bow for the wreath. So I need to make a series of strips of clay. So for the curved aspects of the bow, I just need to make 2 little lengths of clay. And I'm cutting them at an angle, so when I curve them over like so, they meet a little better in the middle. And obviously I need 2 of those. And moving on to the strands for the bow, I just need to cut a couple of little chevrons in like so. And I'm just going to shorten those actually, and just cut off the edges so that they press together a little better. And I'll just pop another little oblong of the clay over the bow like so. Just a wee bit fiddly. So I'm just going to temporarily place it on the wreath, but I'll need to ensure that it will come off easily just when I position the leaves. So just going to clean down my work surface for the millionth time, and yeah, I've got my green clay here. So with the teeny tiny tear-shaped cookie cutter tool, I need to cut out basically a load of little leaves. And with my round cookie cutter tool here, I'm just going to cut out 2 little leaves on each of the tear-shaped elements and neaten them off with my fingers, just so they've got more of a round shape going on at the top. Just going to show you the whole process here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And I'll just keep doing that with all of the little tear shapes here. So now I can start adding my leaves to the wreath, and mistletoe has a little stalk going on between each of the pairs of leaves, so I just need to be mindful of that just so it kind of looks a little more like mistletoe. And I'll just keep going around and building up the leaves. Again, I'm just showing you the whole process here so that you can get a sense of what I'm doing. I don't want to kind of rush it really, just in case it doesn't make any sense. So here's the 3rd pair. So I'm just kind of building up on top of the previous set of leaves. And yeah, just keeping going really. If you're new to my channel, my name's Lizzie and I'm a polymer clay artist and illustrator, and I generally make weekly videos about my polymer clay sculptures. So if you're interested in seeing further examples of my work, by all means go and hit the subscribe button, and remember to hit the bell for notifications as well. So I'm just going to take the top section of the bow off just so that I can kind of work around the top section. It is quite a fiddly project, this one, I have to say, so you might need to just spend a little bit of time on it. I think it took me about an hour to make for this tutorial, so you know, it's a kind of fairly lengthy process really. So I'm starting on the other side of the bow, so I want the leaves to form basically an anti-clockwise placement really. So again, I just need to build up on the leaves as before. I'd be interested to hear if you've made any of my Christmas tree ornament tutorials so far. If you have, by all means let me know below. And as I get to the bottom of the mistletoe wreath, I just need to basically try and fit the leaves underneath the first sets, if that makes sense. So there we go, I'm pretty pleased with that actually. Kind of worked out a little better than I'd hoped, which is always good. And you could just spend a little bit of time adding a few more leaves in any of the kind of sparse areas really. So now I can start adding the mistletoe berries with the pearl clay that I have, which is Sculpey Accents. It's all Sculpey Accents actually I'm working with. So you just need to start building those up. And I'll add some little gold dots just to make them look a little more convincing as berries. So at this point I looked again at some reference images of mistletoe and I realised I needed a whole lot more berries going on, so I've just basically added a load more, like so. And I think that makes it look a lot more like mistletoe, thankfully. And again I'll just add some little gold dots. So now my mistletoe wreath is pretty much done and it's ready to bake. And at this point you'll need to refer to your own brand of polymer clay's baking instructions. So now my little wreath is all baked and cooled. I'm going to add some Sculpey clays just to the berries, like so, just to make them a little more shiny. And I'll just pop through some festive yarn and add in a couple of knots. And there we go, my little mistletoe wreath is all done. For further Christmas craft tutorials, by all means go and take a look at the playlist below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.